Peace. Yo, this is Saladin Allah again. I just wanted to bring y'all down to this spot. It's like a real nice lookout spot. And you know, today's knowledge power. So, you know, I wanted to build with y'all a little bit about that. Knowledge and power, if you think of politics have a lot to do with the science of how power is distributed, you know, and particularly socio-economic power. So knowledge power has a lot to do with, you know, the degree of awareness you have in regards to politics. Now, I wanted to give you all a nice view of this lookout point right here so you can see things from where I see it. Alright? So I'm going to give you like a circle view real quick. Now the bridge that you've seen over there, that's the bridge going right over to Canada. And for all of y'all that don't know it, there's a lot of guys and nerfs over in Canada. See a lot now, in particular Steel City. And there's also guys out in True Cipher, Earth's out there, or were there, or I'm not sure right now, but I know we got a lot of family over there too. But anyway, back to knowledge power and the science of politics. Politics establishes power relationships, you know, and a lot of times it's like you look at the knowledge power degree in the 1 to 40s, it says who is the 10%, and it says that a rich slave maketh the poor, who teach the poor lies to believe that the almighty true and living God is a spook in the sky which can't be seen by the physical eye, otherwise known as bloodsuckers of the poor. Their angle is dealing with the science of politics, you know, how to manipulate or how to distribute socio-economic resources in order to have control over whatever particular part of the planet that they're on. And it's like, it's important for us to not stray away from politics. You know what I mean? I know that, you know, when you sit down sometimes and you listen to people, you know, building about stuff from a political angle, it sounds like a lot of bullshit, and it is bullshit most of the time, but the reality is you have to be able to articulate and know what type of bullshit it is. You know what I'm saying? Is the shit diarrhea? Or is it some of that green shit? You know what I mean? Or is it the kind of shit with the corn in it? You got to know what kind of bullshit it is so that way you could identify it and articulate it not only to yourself, but it's important for our children to have a functioning knowledge and being able to articulate those power relationships too. So that's like knowledge power. You know, being able to not only identify, you know, the concept of the 10%, but the methodology that the 10% uses. You know what I mean? You take knowledge power up to equality, and the equality degree in the 1 to 14 says, why does the devil teach and keep our people illiterate? So that just reinforces what I'm saying. We can't have a degree of illiteracy when it comes to speaking the political language. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, with, you know, the next year coming up, and, you know, we got people really entrenched in politics because we're going to have a new president and all that other shit. But it's like, you know, to get further into that equality degree, what it says is because why is the devil teach and keep our people illiterate? And he says, so he can use us for a tool and also as a slave. He keeps us blind to ourselves so we can master us. Illiterate means ignorant. So the thing about it is, when a person doesn't have a functional knowledge of politics, it puts them in an unequal position when it comes to their relationship to other people. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you could be used. You could be manipulated. You know, you could be led in the wrong direction easily. You know what I mean? So, you know, you take it to the, I take it to the equality degree in the 1 to 40s. What is the total weight of our planet? 6 sectillion tons, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. So it's like, you know, in this society, especially with this society being a capitalistic society, politics is the weight of the motherfucker. That's like the weight of the planet, total weight of it. You acknowledge me? And it's like, a lot of times, ignorance could be philosophically the same as being Atlas. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of weight that you're carrying, especially if you, like I said, you don't have a functioning knowledge of politics or how power relationships are established in a socio-economic way. You know what I mean? And the reality is, you know, I always look at space as like, you know, space is a weightless environment. So even though this may be a lot of weight that you carrying, when you're totally subjected to it from an objective perspective, you know, you put the proper space in between it, it's like all of that weight is weightless. 6 sectillion tons ain't shit in outer space because there's no gravity there. You know what I mean? So, you know, in order to get up under that, from under that weight, and not being like an ignorant ass Atlas, it's important to have a knowledge of the power structure that we resting in. You know what I'm saying? Now, I gotta build on this too. Since the mid-60s or the equality ciphers, you know, there's been a gradual progression of gods and earths. And, you know, nowadays I'm seeing a lot of gods and earths who are taking a very conservative and there's nothing wrong with conservation. I mean, look at this. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. It's important to conserve, you know, environments and things like that, as well as, you know, humanity. But at the same time, it's like conservationists, you know, in a way where you're trying to uphold a status quo, or you're trying to assimilate to the degree where you compromising your culture. That shit ain't right and exact, because when you look at knowledge power, the cohesiveness that binds the knowledge to the power is the culture. You know what I'm saying? So in the process of doing the knowledge on the power relationships, don't become no conservative ass motherfucker that's like, you know, some, you know what I'm saying and shit. You know, don't be scared to say the white man is the devil and shit. Don't be scared to say, you know, I know you may not say, you know, we not anti-white and we not pro-black, but that does not mean that you can't say that this society is definitely not pro-white and anti-non-white or anti-original, anti-black, brown, red, yellow, and even anti-white a lot of times. You know, you got to be able to speak that language, you know, and in the process of having the knowledge of politics, you learn to speak things that are politically correct, or you learn to be able to access political nomenclature. You know what I'm saying? And nomenclature just basically means the terms that are specific to that particular science that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, we come into an age where that is going to be, you know, our major galvanizing force in order to, you know, be able to basically, like, change the power relationships of this society, you know, and having babies is not just enough. You know, our babies got to be educated, you know, and I'm not just talking about educated, talking about, you know, it's fun to just have a child being able to talk mathematics. That's peace, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, they have to have a functioning knowledge of the society that they live in at the same time, and learn how to use what we have as a bridge between what is going to be known in this society and the power relationships that they will have when they get older. So with that said, I just want to say peace, you know, and that's all I got to say.